the unfolding situation in the Benin Republic has taken yet another dramatic turn, as new details emerge about a high-precision Nigerian Air Force operation that targeted fleeing elements of the recently foiled coup attempt in Cotonou. This is a moment that is already reshaping the political and security landscape of West Africa. Today's report gives a deep, detailed, and uninterrupted narration of how the operation happened, why Nigeria intervened, the implications for Benin, and what this means for regional stability moving forward. In the early hours following the attempted takeover, led by Lieutenant Pascal Tigri, confusion spread across Cotonou as loyalist forces fought to regain control of critical state institutions. The coup plotters, realizing their window was closing, mobilized armored vehicles and attempted to flee the southern corridor of the country. But unknown to them, intelligence units working in partnership with regional security services had been tracking their movements since the coup attempt began. Intercepted communications, drone surveillance, and ground informants all contributed to a real-time map of the insurgents' escape routes. It was against this backdrop that the Nigerian Air Force initiated a coordinated series of precision airstrikes that lasted roughly 30 minutes, targeting the exact locations where the escaping coup plotters were converging. According to security sources, the operation was executed with surgical accuracy, using fighter jets capable of striking mobile targets even under rapidly changing conditions. The aircraft, taking off from strategic bases in Nigeria, entered Beninese airspace with full authorization from the Benin Republic government, reflecting the close security cooperation that exists between both countries. Witnesses in various parts of Cotonou described hearing loud explosions and seeing flashes of light across the skyline as the precision-guided munitions struck the convoys. The armored vehicles used by the coup plotters, once considered a reliable means of escape, were quickly immobilized. Plumes of smoke rose above strategic intersections, and several routes that the fleeing soldiers had planned to use became completely impassable. Initial reports indicate that several coup plotters were neutralized during the strikes, while a number of others abandoned their vehicles and scattered into nearby settlements and forests. For many observers, the speed and decisiveness of this intervention demonstrated not only Nigeria's military capability, but also its strategic intent to protect the stability of the sub-region. Nigeria, home to West Africa's largest population and economy, has long considered political instability in neighboring states a national security threat. A successful coup in the Benin Republic could have sent shock waves across the region, emboldening extremist elements, encouraging anti-democratic moves in other countries, and even creating safe havens for criminal groups capable of spilling over into Nigerian territory. Security officials familiar with the operation emphasized that the mission was not undertaken lightly. Every flight path, every missile strike, and every target confirmation was done in strict adherence to international law. The Nigerian Air Force worked closely with Benin's loyalist military command, ensuring that civilian areas were avoided and that the strikes took place only when hostile elements were positively identified. This joint effort is part of a larger cooperative framework between West African states, driven by the understanding that instability in one country quickly becomes instability for all. The failed coup, led by Lieutenant Pascal Tigri, has been described as one of the boldest but least strategic attempts in Benin's recent history. After declaring the dissolution of state institutions, Tigray had hoped to consolidate support from certain factions within the armed forces, but the rapid resistance from loyalist units, combined with widespread public rejection of the coup, left the plotters with no option but to attempt an escape. Nigeria's intervention made that impossible. As more information emerges, it becomes clear that the coup plotters underestimated the level of regional intelligence tracking their activities. From the earliest signs of unusual troop movements in Cotonou, regional security agencies shared real-time updates. Nigeria, which had already been monitoring developments due to its proximity and its long-standing interest in West African stability, was prepared to intervene if necessary. When Benin's government signaled for assistance, the response was immediate. According to a senior Nigerian military officer who spoke with deep confidence, the operation was intelligence-driven, precise, and coordinated in the spirit of regional solidarity. He emphasized that Nigeria's objective was not just to strike fleeing insurgents, but to prevent the situation from escalating into a prolonged conflict that could destabilize borders, disrupt trade, and threaten millions of civilians. Eyewitnesses in Cotonou reported seeing military convoys, emergency response teams, and security reinforcements moving across key districts after the airstrikes. The atmosphere remained tense, but increasingly stable as loyalist forces secured government buildings, communication centers, and military barracks. In some neighborhoods, residents cautiously stepped out to assess the aftermath, while others remained indoors awaiting official updates from the government. The Nigerian Air Force's involvement has already sparked intense regional and international reactions. Analysts argue that the operation reflects a new era in West African security strategy, one where cross-border interventions may become more common to protect democratic order. Others believe this marks a message to potential coup plotters across the region. The era of easy takeovers is ending. Zagazola Makama, known for detailed and accurate security reporting, confirmed that the strikes represent one of Nigeria's most significant cross-border operations in recent West African history. Not only did the operation neutralize the fleeing elements, but it also demonstrated a level of coordination rarely seen in past crises. The precision of the strikes, the speed of deployment, and the scale of intelligence gathering all point toward a more proactive and capable Nigerian military posture. As follow-up operations continue, both Nigerian and Beninese security services are now focusing on mopping up activities to ensure no surviving coup plotters remain a threat. Search units, ground patrols, and air reconnaissance teams are working jointly to locate individuals who fled on foot or attempted to hide among civilian populations. There are also efforts underway to investigate the origins of the coup attempt, identify external sponsors, and uncover how the insurgents acquired armored vehicles and resources. For citizens of the Benin Republic, the events of the past hours have been both shocking and revealing. The attempted coup exposed fragile elements within the country's security architecture, but also showcased the resilience of democratic institutions and the importance of regional alliances. Many residents have expressed relief that the situation was contained swiftly before it escalated into widespread violence. Across West Africa, the failed coup and Nigeria's intervention are being closely analyzed. The continent has witnessed a troubling rise in military takeovers in recent years, from Mali to Burkina Faso, Niger, and Guinea. These coups have posed significant challenges to regional bodies like ECOWAS. raising questions about the future of governance and security cooperation. But the Benin case may represent a turning point, one where regional powers are willing to act decisively to uphold constitutional order. The coming hours and days will provide more clarity as investigations progress and the full operational impact is assessed. What remains certain is that Nigeria's action has sent a strong signal. Threats to democratic stability in West Africa will not be tolerated, and cross-border collaboration will be strengthened to prevent coups, insurgencies, and any coordinated attempts to destabilize the region. As Nigeria and Benin work hand in hand to restore calm, the international community will be watching closely. Diplomats, security analysts, and political observers will evaluate the long-term implications of the airstrikes, the resilience of Benin's democratic system, and the broader consequences for regional security architecture. This moment will be remembered as one of the most dramatic nights in the security history of West Africa. A night when a coup attempt was stopped not only by the determination of Beninese loyalist forces, but by the regional power that refused to allow instability to spread across its borders. A night when precision, intelligence, and strategic partnership came together to prevent what could have become a major crisis. And as the dust settles, one question remains at the center of all discussions. How will West Africa adapt to this new era where coups are met not with statements, but with action? The answer may define the future of the region for years to come.